Hello and welcome to Laurice's Kitchen. Can you make something sweet with sourdough? As it turns out, you can. I wanted a sweet recipe that did use my sourdough starter, so we started experimenting with Sourdoughnuts. Both of these starters were started in the same way in the same kitchen, although somehow the Crazy Bitch has a much sweeter aroma than Hoochy Mama. So for the Sourdoughnuts, we'll be using the Crazy Bitch. You may have noticed that this looks very familiar to just a sourdough bowl recipe. All we've done is swapped out water for milk and vastly increased the sugar quantity. We're using the sweeter starter along with salt and all-purpose flour, and we will be adding in some yeast. Let's put this donut dough together. So we're starting with our cup of active starter. Next comes the yeast, the sugar, the milk, and 2 teaspoons of salt. This just gets whisked together. And we want this dough to be very loose, so we're going to start with 3 cups. We may have to go up to 3 1/4. I fluff and scoop my flour, so each of my cups is approximately 140 grams. And we mix this by hand first. All right, this is way too loose, so let me add another 1/2 cup or so of flour. And this is still probably just a little loose. A couple more tablespoons. Okay, let's put this on the mixer. This is going on the mixer to knead on low until it becomes in a nice elastic ball. Okay, with the donut dough especially, we do not want to add in too much flour, so it's better to err on the side of under-flouring this rather than over-flouring it. This will definitely be going in the refrigerator overnight. We just need to scrape this dough into a very well-greased container. I have a 4-quart container because it fits well in my refrigerator. This just gets covered with a lid that fits loosely, and of course, I'll be labeling mine. My donut dough has been in the refrigerator rising very slowly overnight. I have had it out for about 2.5 hours to allow it to come to room temperature. And while I'm rolling this out, I will be heating up about 1.5 inches of oil to 325 degrees. This is very sticky, so we are going to need to use flour, but we don't want to work in too much, otherwise our donuts are going to be more like fried bread. And I don't have a donut cutter, so I'm just using an egg cookie cutter to shape my donuts. We're going to coat our surface with flour first, and then get this dough out of here. It's very sticky. And I'm just going to knead this just a little bit to get it into shape. Okay. And then we want to roll this out to about 1/4 inch thick. And I'm going to cut this in half so it's easier to work with. And now we're just going to cut these out. I got 24 donuts out of that recipe of dough, and I did re-roll the scraps one time. You really can't roll much past that or they're gonna get too tough. I've glazed these with a mixture of powdered sugar, milk, and a splash of vanilla, and I'll include the recipe for that in the description box below. It's time to give our sourdough nuts a taste. I know they're delicious, and I don't think I'll be able to stop at just one. Perfect. Thank you for visiting Laurice's Kitchen. If you enjoyed this video, give the like button a click and don't forget to leave a comment. We're always happy to hear from you. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and don't keep us a secret. Share our videos with your friends and family. You can follow us on Facebook for behind-the-scenes pics and videos, and on Twitter for upcoming videos and the random cat picture.